So how does a flimsy mask that you wear every day turn into something that you can sit on? It's prices like this at a gas station on Main Street West that is urging a lot of drivers to consider other, cheaper modes of transportation. With Ontario reporting its highest single-day case count at 9,500 new cases, some shoppers say they aren't concerned about the crowds. In hockey, fresh off last night's 5-4 overtime win over the Ottawa Senators, the Toronto Maple Leafs will entertain the New York Islanders tonight at Scotiabank Arena. The Leafs have won 2 straight games in 9 of their last 11. The Islanders, meanwhile, are 7-3 over their past 10 games. Last night, the Leafs clinched a victory over the Sens after the game went into overtime. Here's what the players had to say afterwards. The Toronto Rock made yet another statement here in Hamilton yesterday, this one against their likeliest playoff opponent. The Rock locked up a second place of a home playoff game in the National Lacrosse League East Division with a dominant 15-7 win over the Halifax Thunderbirds. It was a complete performance on both sides of the floor for the Rock. Toronto's defense was stellar with goaltender Nick Rose making 47 saves, including 2 early showstoppers that really set the tone. Both Dan Gregg and Tom Schreiber led the way with 4 goals and 5 assists. 358 long-term care homes in Ontario are in outbreak. That's 57.2% of all homes in this province. A number that's not surprising for one long-term care advocate.
I think we saw this coming, which is probably the most upsetting part. We knew Omicron was a game changer in terms of the transmissibility.
Here in Hamilton, 24 homes are in outbreak, including the Wellington nursing home behind me. Unions representing long-term care home workers say this month, 20 to 30% of staff are sick or isolating due to Omicron. Right now in Ontario, more than 4,000 staff currently have COVID-19.
I hear it from the frontline workers as well. Their hearts are just broken. I mean, the sense of helplessness is just overwhelming. Helplessness, hopelessness. I mean, they've given up hope, 2 years ago for the government to be able to do the right thing and deal with this crisis.
Meanwhile, the director of geriatrics at Sinai Health tells us the residents within the nursing homes are suffering as a result.
It means that people are not being bathed in a timely way. The extra time they often need to be fed, for example, or supported during meal times just isn't there. So we get concerned about issues of malnutrition, dehydration.
Vivian Stamatopoulos sharing this photo on Twitter, reportedly capturing an ice-cold meal being served to a senior within a long-term care home. She says isolation is also a major problem for residents.
We're seeing residents that have been confined for, a month plus, because every time that there is a case, even if it's, a couple of staff cases and they're isolating at home, and you can imagine the toll it would take on you to be just bedridden for days, weeks, up to a month and plus at a time.
The union representing PSWs and the Green Party leader are pointing the finger at the Ford government.
We've been saying, hey, PSW should have pandemic pay and it should be made permanent. They should be guaranteed wages with benefits. We need to take actions to address the staffing shortage so our elders receive the care they deserve, and the people who care for our loved ones are to let them know we have their back as well.
We held a press conference with the opposition party leaders asking Premier Ford to bring together people to start to develop a health human resources crisis. And it is every sector, long-term care, home care, hospitals. We have a crisis in health human resources, and he's just not willing to do anything about it right now.
Dr. Sinha says vaccines are one way long-term care homes can prevent outbreaks and shortages.
That third dose can reduce the risk of contracting COVID-19 in the first place, and then for a staff member ending up having to go off sick and isolate, for example, or for residents potentially ending up having to isolate in their own rooms.
Earlier this month, Ontario's Health Minister Christine Elliott announced that the province will deploy internationally educated nurses to hospitals and long-term care homes who are in need of support. She says more than 1,200 people have already applied. Here in Stony Creek, the Heritage Green Nursing Home is the hardest hit in the city, with 39 cases in staff and 55 cases in residents and 1 visitor, totaling 95 cases. Hi, I'm Eric Vienneau with powerboating.com, and today we're taking a look at this Yamaha 255X jet boat. It's built for wake surfing and pretty much just about everything else. So we're definitely going to take it out on the water and see how she runs. The helm seat is meant for a driver. It is extremely comfortable, and these armrests are super convenient. They flip up or down for easy in and out access. And you can stay at this level if you want, but if you want to go a little bit higher, all you have to do is grab this, flip it up, and then you're at the perfect level to see your wake surfer in the rear view facing mirror. Another great feature on this Yamaha jet boat is the rear facing lounge seats. Now these seats are extremely comfortable, but if you just want them to be a little bit more comfortable, with the flip of a switch, push it back, and you're in a lounging position all day on the water. To get to the bow, just flip up the windshield for easy access. The Yamaha 255X's bow seating is extremely spacious. You'll find plenty of cup holders, an easy grip handrail, and for sound, we have wet sound speakers. And not to mention, we have tons of storage under the seats, here and throughout the whole boat. Hamilton has become a hot spot for film and television production, and today a special open house was hosted by Eon Group, showcasing their bayfront facility, the biggest in Hamilton.
They react with a lot of wonder and excitement. I think they're seeing more traditional film production sets, but also the future of TV and film productions.
This future includes a virtual reality wall similar to the one made famous in the production of the Star Wars series Mandalorian. The company says their main goal is to build a bayfront studio district on the Barton and Tiffany lands.
I think is going to be an amazing transformation of this area as a neighborhood, as part of the industry, film industry, and employment and housing opportunities.
In 2021, many big-name blockbusters filmed all over Hamilton. Some projects include Netflix's Lock and Key series and Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley, which received 4 nominations at the upcoming Oscars, including for Best Picture. Previously, Del Toro shot some of his award-winning film, The Shape of Water, in Hamilton.
You can expect that with the advent of the Netflixes and all the platforms out there that are looking to get productions, it is employment. It is arts and entertainment and an industry that I think we want to be part of. We see a lot of filming happening in the city of Hamilton already because of our scenes and our settings, and it can only grow from here.
At the open house, people were able to share feedback on the studio district proposal directly with the Eon team. Community members can also provide input on their website. Eric Vienneau, CHCH News.